Oxygen is 94. The reason why we are starting a video like this is Doc has a bit of congestion, irritation in her throat. She's medically fragile and she has so many conditions, and because of that, contacted her transplant team and her pulmonology team. They said that we do need to head to the ER, just for precautionary reasons. We need to get a PCR panel and a few other things. So an ambulance is on the way, and she will be admitted to the ICU. Single transplanted lung, and it's actively rejecting, clad, BOS, 5% functioning lung. Going to the ER primarily for precautionary reasons, and that's really it so far. An ambulance is on its way, so that should be fun. Just chilling at home because the nurses are up there with Doc and everyone else is up there with Doc trying to, get everything ready. She's doing really stable, really well at the moment. I have not got a single ounce of rest. They're still planning for her to be admitted because, anything could go wrong at any moment. Good thing is she has no pneumonia. There's no RSV, COVID, flu. She doesn't have sepsis, which is huge. She's still waiting on admittance, I think at 6 a.m. where they're planning to transfer upstairs to the ICU, and doing relatively stable and doing really well. So that's the update for now.
Hello everyone, it is true, I am back home. We didn't film much, but over the course of my stay I did write a bunch of updates. And to preface all of this, these updates were written between July 11th at 3 a.m., the time I got to the ER, and throughout my entire ICU stay until July 12th at around, I believe, 10 p.m., when I had written all of those updates. Please enjoy. Updates 4 a.m., July 11th, when writing this, it's 4 a.m. God knows what time it will be when I post this loudly crying. But small yet tiny updates so far. I'll explain everything in full depth when I get a chance to. But at the moment, since arriving to the ER at 3 a.m., I've had a physical exam, which was just an overall physical exam, and they also listened to my lung sounds. Thankfully, it doesn't sound like pneumonia or crackles raising hands light skin tone. They only noted mild upper airway congestion. I've had my blood drawn, CBC, CMP, lactate, CRP, procalcitonin, and tacrolimus levels. I've had an RVP, aka a respiratory viral panel, to rule out common viruses, aka the flu and RSV. That's where we're at the moment. No results just yet, but it's hopefully highly likely I don't have pneumonia. I've had a chest x-ray and an ECG. My stats are looking beautiful so far. I do have an overhead monitor and am currently hooked to leads, a pulse oximeter, etc., but I have an app on my phone that displays my stats, which is how I can actively see my numbers. 4:25 a.m. Okay, updates. Most of my panels and blood tests have come back because I got most of those around 3 a.m. to 3:15 a.m. My serum lactate. I received those results at 4:02 a.m., and it was 1.1 mmol, which was normal, and that means my tissues and vital organs are receiving enough blood flow and oxygen. My procalcitonin, aka bacterial sepsis biomarker, results came back at 4:05 a.m., and the result was less than 0.10 nanograms per milliliter. It was negative, meaning it absolutely rules out acute bacterial sepsis raising hands light skin tone. My CBC complete blood count test results, I received those at 4:10 a.m. down pointing arrow. WBC, 6.8 x 10 cubed per microliter, normal is between 4.5 and 11.0. Hemoglobin, 9.2 grams per deciliter, 28.1%. This is standard for me because mine is always chronically low due to my chronic kidney disease. Platelets, 185 x 10 cubed per microliter, normal. Eosinophils, 4.2% mildly elevated. My blood tests indicate that I'm not fighting off a major bacterial infection. Raising hands, light skin tone. This basically confirms that my upper throat irritation is caused by mild allergies or an outside irritant. And my CMP results came at 4:10 a.m. Sodium Na 138 MEq/L normal. Potassium K 4.1 MEq/L normal. Bun serum creatinine 34 mg per deciliter, 2.1 mg per deciliter chronically elevated. Serum glucose 115 mg per deciliter stable. Albumin 2.8 grams per deciliter low. Basically meaning my electrolytes are balanced, and confirming that my Addison's disease management is stable under stress. My kidney markers Bun creatinine match my standard baseline for chronic kidney disease and are not showing any new damage. Raising hands, light skin tone. And my albumin is low due to my chronic wasting syndrome. At the current moment, I am stable. Raising hands, light skin tone. Raising hands, light skin tone. 4:50 a.m. Updating again, smiley face. Right now I'm in the ER still waiting to get admitted. As of currently, I haven't received the chest x-ray text report yet. I'm still in the ED, but I am on admission hold status. I'll still be here for a while as we get my room ready. Upside down face. But great news, stats are still looking really good. As of right now, stats are stable, I'm doing really well, and my blood tests confirmed I don't have sepsis or a bacterial infection. Raising hands, light skin tone. But I'm still in the ED at the moment. 5 a.m. Update. I got my x-ray results. Still in the ER. But I'm doing really well. My x-ray results came back. Completely clear. Raising hands, light skin tone. Raising hands, light skin tone. This confirms no acute focal pneumonia, consolidations, infiltrates, or signs of fluid overload in my transplanted right lung. Woo! This definitively proves that my cold-like symptoms are restricted entirely to my upper airway, mild allergy sniffles, and are not threatening my lower respiratory tract. My tacrolimus drug level test came back between 5.0–10.0 nanograms per milliliter, meaning my anti-rejection medication is working perfectly, and that my chronic lung graft architecture, clad BOS, is safe. My RVP came back negative for the flu, COVID-19, and RSV. Raising hands, light skin tone. This likely means that my symptoms are not infectious. Right now, at the moment, I'm still in the ED and just waiting to be admitted. Stats are currently stable at the moment. My labs and results have completely ruled out sepsis, and my chest x-ray shows nothing wrong with my lungs. Anything extra, I mean, still plenty wrong. Naturally cold sweat, smile, but stable and not pneumonia. So because my PCR swab was negative and my chest x-ray was clear, the doctor signed off to skip IV antibiotics. You know what that means? Loudly crying, I don't have to go on IV antibiotics. And that's a win for me. I won't write for a while, but that's the update for now. I'll see if I can rest for a minute before my planned admission or transfer to the ICU happens. Basically on admitted inpatient hold, 5:30 a.m. Hello everyone. Obviously, it's a new day. Our day yesterday was super busy. We had to watch Oliver from 8:30 a.m. to 3:50 p.m. basically on our own because our dad was busy. On top of that, my wife had her 6th round of bladder Botox yesterday, and it went really well, thankfully. It's her 3rd time getting Botox with nitrous oxide, aka laughing gas. So it was a very tiring day. I eventually took an entire nap, which, if you know me, is rare. I napped from 6 p.m. to like 9:29 p.m., so I took a 3+ hour nap, and it was definitely what I needed. So here are the rest of the updates of my hospital stay. Giving everyone a long overdue update. Update 6 a.m., Saturday, July 11th. Woo, look at us hitting our timeline goals perfectly. Loudly crying, raising hands, light skin tone. It is officially 6 a.m., and I am finally rolling out of the ER. Right now, I am officially on the move and transitioning out of my emergency department ED inpatient admission hold status. They are transferring me upstairs to a specialized, high-surveillance ICU care bed. And just to be super clear, my blood tests and x-rays came back clear and beautifully. I am not going to the ICU because I'm crashing. My transplant pulmonologists and ER doctors are putting me there purely as a proactive, preventive measure for airway safety and continuous surveillance of all the crap ton of my medical issues and conditions. Cold sweat smile. My stats are looking absolutely beautiful as we roll down the hallways. My phone app is showing my numbers are locked right into my perfect home parameters. Temperature, 36.2 degrees Celsius, completely normal and zero fever. A true medical fever is strictly 38.0 degrees Celsius or higher. Anything between 37.0 degrees Celsius and 37.9 degrees Celsius is just a normal variation, so we are completely afebrile and safe. Hour, 72 BPM. SPO, 94% minus 95%. Blood pressure, 96/60ths of a millimeter of mercury. Respiratory rate and ETCO, 14 breaths per minute, 4.2%. The transition upstairs is going well. Right before we unhooked from the monitors, my amazing RT performed a quick, thorough round of inline tracheostomy suctioning to clear out that mild upper airway allergy mucus so my tube stays 100% patent during the elevator ride. The transport team is moving my stretcher so smoothly to make sure a bumpy ride doesn't trigger my severe spasticity or dystonia. My G-tube pump is still paused as a safety precaution, and they have the head of my bed propped up at the perfect angle to protect me from gastroparesis and silent reflux while we are in motion. Once we roll into my new room, the ICU team is going to immediately hook my track up to their high-performance ventilator, matching my exact home settings. Update. All set. I am safe, I am stable, and I am in excellent hands. I'm going to try to sleep for a bit now that I'm settling into my room upstairs. Update 7 a.m., Saturday, July 11th. It is officially 7 a.m., and I am completely settled into my new room upstairs. Partying face, my new team has everything hooked up exactly the way it needs to be. Shift change is wrapping up right now, meaning the morning crew is officially taking over my care. Hospital. Since rolling in here at 6 a.m., a few things have been done. Bedside handoff report. Right now, my night shift nurse and day shift nurse are standing at my bedside doing report. They are verifying my massive chart line by line, double-checking my tracheostomy, peg tube, and colostomy dependencies, and confirming my beautiful, sepsis-free results. Face holding back tears. My morning shift respiratory therapist, RT, just finished their safety checks. They officially verified that the hospital's ICU ventilator settings perfectly mirror my exact home baseline to keep my central sleep apnea managed while I sleep. As of right now, I'm currently on IV fluids. Because my G-tube pump remains paused, they just hooked me up to continuous IV maintenance fluids to keep my blood pressure steady and protect my kidneys' CKD baseline from getting dehydrated. Stats. Temperature, 36.2 degrees Celsius. Hour, 74 BPM. SPO, 95%. BP, 98/60 of a millimeter of mercury. Respiratory rate and ETCO, 14 breaths per minute, 4.1%. Since my chest x-ray was completely clear and my viral panel was negative, my plan for the morning is pure, protective surveillance and aggressive airway clearance. My new RT will be coming in every few hours to do routine inline tracheostomy suctioning to keep those mild allergy sniffles from turning into thick mucus plugs. I am doing pretty well, incredibly stable, and ready to get some real morning sleep now that the shift change hustle is over. Sleeping. Update. 8 a.m., Saturday, July 11th. It is 8 a.m., and things are starting to pick up because morning rounds are officially underway. Hospital teamwork makes the dream work, and right now, the entire multidisciplinary team, including the ICU attending, my transplant fellow, the pharmacist, and my day shift nurse, is lined up right outside my door discussing my plan for the day. Since 7 a.m., a few things have been underway. My transplant team just reviewed my charts, and they are thrilled. Because my chest x-ray is completely clear and my procalcitonin is less than 0.10, they officially confirmed there is absolutely zero pneumonia or deep infection in my right lung. They are keeping me on my exact home ventilator settings since my lungs are perfect. Lungs raising hands, light skin tone. My nurse just came in and administered my morning IV, stress dose, of hydrocortisone. This is what keeps my blood pressure from bottoming out. Because of the stress dose steroids and my CFRD type 1 diabetes, my nurse just did my 8 a.m. blood sugar check. It's sitting beautifully at 122 milligrams per deciliter, so my metabolism is behaving perfectly. Stats this hour. Temperature, 36.2 degrees Celsius, still holding rock steady and zero fever. No infection means no temperature. Raising hands, light skin tone. Heart rate, 72 BPM. SPO, 94%. Blood pressure, 96/60ths of a millimeter of mercury. Respiratory rate and ETCO, 15 breaths per minute, 4.3%. Right now, the plan for the next few hours is to tackle this upper airway congestion. Because everything is so stable, my transplant team is currently talking to my GI doctors to see how soon we can safely restart my PEG tube feeding pump at a low trickle so my chronic wasting syndrome doesn't flare up. For now, I'm just staying stable and doing really well. Update, 9 a.m., Saturday, July 11th. It is officially 9 a.m., and we are moving smoothly through the morning. The daytime ICU flow has completely settled in, and because my 8 a.m. morning transplant rounds went so incredibly well, my team is completely dialed into keeping me safe, clear, and perfectly stable. Looking at my home schedule, 9 a.m. is usually my buffer window right after my intensive 8:30 a.m. medical block cased in nebulizer, midodrine, and weight shifts, and right before my 9:15 a.m. breakfast feed. Because we are in the ICU and my G-tube pump was temporarily paused, the hospital team has adapted my schedule beautifully. Because of all my regular treatments from 7:45 a.m. to 8:15 a.m., my upper airway is now completely open. They just checked my lung sounds again, and my right transplanted lung is completely pristine and free of any pooled mucus. Raising hands, light skin tone. Right now, my nurse and the ICU resident are prepping for the 9:15 a.m. feed number 1 window. Because my airway is so stable and my chest x-ray was 100% clear, my transplant pulmonologist gave the official green light to resume my G-tube feeds right on schedule. My nurse is currently gathering my 4 Zenpep enzymes and crushing my morning Trikafta orange tablets so they can be mixed with my Kate Farms 1.4 formula exactly at 9:15 a.m. All stats are still doing so well. Overall, I am doing incredibly well. We successfully ruled out all the scary stuff. My anti-rejection tacrolimus is perfect, and my kidneys CKD baseline are completely happy. Now that we've bridged my home schedule into my ICU plan, we are officially heading into my breakfast block.